Some families do just eat turkey twizzlers.
Yeah.
There is little knobheads on bikes playing out till God knows what
Exactly.
hour. So it's happening anyway.
But that's no argument, is it? It's happening anyway. That's no argument, Carl. It's what we've talked about here. Social responsibility. The reason people get into politics is because they feel it's their obligation to change those things. This is your approach. I wash my hands of the whole affair.
Yeah, I don't doubt the people who don't wear a helmet, sort of, they do themselves in, and that's cleared them off. That's one problem sorted.
So you think you're being Darwinian, you're thinking survival of the fittest, the idiots will suit, but they don't. Because they're not just the victims. The dead person isn't the victim. It's the, a very good example is, we've talked about it before, people who smoke know that it's dangerous. We know now that smoking gives you cancer. But why is that still legal? And yet people know that and they still smoke. Fat people know that they're going to get out of breath and clammy. And yet they still eat more. They get depressed, they're eating more. They know that they're going to be constipated for a year and a half, but they're still shoving in chocolate cake instead of carrots.
But because that's what I'm saying.
Why don't we stop them? Why don't we stop fat people eating? If you've got a smackhead and you really love him, you intervene, you grab him, you put him in a cupboard, you go, you're not coming out. He goes mad for about a year, then he thanks you for it.
Yeah.
So lock fat people in a cupboard. And just put carrots under the door. What?
The thing is, there's got to be some responsibility.
Can't grab Ricky, there's a cupboard over there.
You've got to take some responsibility, haven't you? Now, if it's your own fat kid, stick him in your cupboard. But what I'm saying is, as a counsellor, I'm not spending taxpayers' money on cupboards to put the fat kid in.
So, back at the Chosen 500 in ancient Greece, right, you're one of them. What other things?
I like that saying, the one about do to others as you'd like to be treated yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Pop that on a leaflet, pop it through the door.
But you seem to be doing a lot of leafleting. That seems to be your entire governance seems to be guided by popping leaflets through doors. And I get a lot of leaflets, so I presume the rest of the country does, and it's not always working. So maybe sometimes you've got to instigate something a little bit more strong-minded than bucking leaflets, my friend.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got to make
also,
a couple of laws.
You've got to every individual can go, how would I want to be treated? Well, I'd want someone to throw cake at me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a greedy bastard.
I would want someone to steal my telly.
I'd probably start on the way you look.
Right, go on.
I'd just say, right, make an effort, tidy up your house, and I'd have some sort of.
I'm poor.
Doesn't matter. You can still tidy up.
Can we get better houses then? Because
well, look after the one that we've let you.
Yeah,
get rid of that old mattress that's in your garden there. Clean the windows, and then we might give you a nicer one. At the moment, you don't deserve anything nicer. And that's what I'm saying. You've got to be honest with these people. Wake them up.
I like that. Sure, you've got to be honest with them. You've got to wake them up through heavy leafleting campaigns.
yeah.
But do you see the problem with some of what you're saying, Carl, is that it's very hard to enforce that in law because it seems unjust and unfair. You can't really start legislating against people's looks or whether they want. I mean, you have to keep your house tidy. I mean, who decides how tidy it has to be? It's the tidy police. I mean, that's a strange.
Well, hold on, though. I like wearing sort of these denims. It expresses who I am, and I like wearing a beard because I just think it's natural. I don't really like shaving, and I like this sort of smell. I like this smell of BO. That's who I am as a person. So how can you impose that on me just to be part of society? Who are you to infringe my rights as an individual?
What do you want out of life?
Well, no, I think I just like to say I don't want to conform. I don't want to just shave and wear a suit and I keep myself to myself. And I like to just grow a beard and eat porridge with my hands. I'm not hurting anyone, so I don't know why I have to conform to that society.
Well, there's nothing I can do for you. You're wasting my time, really.
Although I do feel ill, I need to go to hospital now. So I'm gonna go to the hospital now. If that's all right. Is there care for me?
Well, what's up with you?
I've got diseases from like eating with my hands, and there's the things growing in my beard.
Right.
So we clean that up for me now.
No, because it's all been brought on yourself.
Well, no, but that's irrelevant. A lot of people bring things on themselves, but you can't just like ignore them because it just part of it's a bad society.
So how do they learn then?
I don't know why I'm being punished for being stupid.
How do they learn then?
Well,
I've got to worry about you. I've got proper ill people.
Well,
we had a kid whinging at me this morning because his dad was a monk.
Obviously in China, you can only have one child, can't you? Is that something you feel we should bring in here?
Yeah, I think we've got to, I don't know about one kid. I just sort of concentrate on who can have a kid. As
Okay.
opposed to, if someone's got a load of money and they're good at looking after kids, let Madonna have as many as she wants. But if it's someone who's...
So social engineering you want to do?
Yeah, but hold on
Well,
then.
what you said then, if you're bringing him into a poor family, what's the point? What good is that for anyone? It's not good for the people who've had the kids.
So
it's not good
who's
for the kids who
deciding
can't have them.
who's allowed to have how many kids? Are you
but
deciding?
I was brought into the poor family, wasn't I?
What?
I was brought into a poor family.
No, I'm talking really poor.
So, third world.
No,
What, poorer than that? Poorer than no money at all?
no, somewhere in the middle again. You've gone too far the other way.
Okay,
Why is it
so
always got to go the other way?
Cornwall.
I just mean like the people who I've told you about on the estate sometimes, who had that one who chased cars and stuff. He wasn't happy. They didn't care if he was there or not. What's the point?
Right. So hang on. So let's imagine that Ricky and I, our husband and wife, we've come in, right? What's your questions to us to establish whether we were allowed to have a couple of kids?
Hello. Thanks for
Me and
coming.
my husband, we can't have children because he's got no sperm at all.
Okay.
He had one sperm. It was too ridiculous. It was awful. It just came out like a dead anchovy.
Right,
And
what's...
you meant to have 300 million tiny ones, and he had one big one. It was horrible. I had to pull it out. It was like a leech. And also, it was no. I haven't got a vagina, so there was no place to
Completely
put.
smooth down there, like an action there.
Yeah, it was just that. I don't know. But we love children, and we wondered if we could have a child.
What do you do for a living? What do you do? What's your work?
I'm a rapist.
Right,
And I dispose of the bodies.
right. Fill out this form.
I should have clarified that. A rapist murderer.
Fill out the form.
He does it in the wrong order as well, I must say. So, no, number of times I've disposed of the body. He said, I haven't made that one.
I just wondered what else you need to know about us. Because even though
That was our little joke, by the way. He doesn't rate
I
me.
work in an office.
He works in an office in the town.
But
I'm a housewife.
She's a housewife.
I'm making a little nest for when we adopt a little child.
we don't earn a great deal of money, but we're good parents.
We're
we
very
think.
good parents.
What's that based on?
Well, we're good people, I mean, aside from a few naughty jokes.
We're God-fearing people. We believe that God is watching all of us, and we believe in the Old Testament.
And sometimes he tells us to kill and rape.
Yeah, sometimes he does. Yeah, particularly. We've stoned a couple of homosexuals this week alone.
We're joking again.
We're joking again. We
We
don't believe in God. We're from an atheist and believe that our time on earth is all we have, and then when we die, we become worms meat.
Right. Well, you filled out
But
the
we've already painted the back bedroom. That's ready for the little
We
child.
painted it black because we want our child to be a Satanist. Joking again.
Little joke
Joking
from
again.
us.
We want him to be an accountant,
Yeah.
gay accountant.
Some would say the same thing. Only joking.
I think there's too much in society where people are pressured to be heterosexual, so we're going to try and make ours a homosexual. So we don't care whether you get a homosexual or a heterosexual, but I tell you, by the time he's 14, he will be as queer as the Ace of Spades.
Right, so you filled out the form.
Fill out the form.
Yeah, we'll put that in, get it processed.
Okay, but what kind of questions are you going to ask us?
None really.
No,
Just my job.
you're happy. You're
My
happy
job
with
to
us.
pass the forms
We've
on.
passed the interview.
Because that's the sort of world we live in now.
Oh, God.
We don't want a child. We don't want a child, actually.
But do you know where we could buy a knife?
We talked about the little fella planting a tree that he will never sit under. He's given that to the next generation. Okay? Now, big discussion about donor cards. Of course, there's no reason not to give your kidneys away after your death, to all your organs. They're no good to you, and you'll be helping life. It's perverse to me that you wouldn't want to donate your body to a worthy cause after your death. Medical research, whatever. You agree with that, don't you?
Well, you know how I feel about it a little bit. I don't like the idea of certain bits.
Why not? What does it matter?
Just because there's certain bits that are really personal to you, aren't they?
No, there's not. What bit is more personal than another bit to you?
Well, like I've said, my eyes. They're my eyes. They see
but-
stuff I like.
Yeah,
Now, what happens if someone else has them and they start looking at stuff I don't like. I don't like the idea of that.
But that's ridiculous, because your eyes they're just bits of tissue. They haven't got
No,
your
but we don't know, because they found
do
out
know.
there's something called cellular something or other that I've told you about the person who had some sort of operation and ended up like in Yellow Biscuits. I've told you about
Yeah, but that's bollocks.
It's the same
you
thing
told
with
us
the
about
eyes.
it, but I dismissed it as bollocks immediately. Not just because you said it, because it was intrinsically bollocks.
No, but it could work the other way anyway, where the person who has my eyes starts like looking at ants and insects and stuff. I might
It's all
carry on.
bollocks. Again, this is all bollocks. Got none of your memories, none of your thoughts, none of your reasoning, nothing of you, none of your personality. They're just a collection of cells that now have light going through them and making this new person see. They're a lens. They're a lens. That's all they are. So there's no reason why, you know, this was a crazy thing, isn't it? When people started saying that they wanted their organs to go to a particular race of person, and obviously that's illegal. Also, it shouldn't be the choice, really. I think you should have that opting out, that you have to say that you don't want your organs given up, and if you die, then they assume that those organs are up for grabs because there's a shortage. So what do you think of that?
Like I say, they can have certain bits. They're not having the eyes. I think that's fair.
What, can they have the cock and balls?
I prefer it if they didn't.
You're saying no one's going to have my eyes or my cock and bollocks.
What if the tables were turned?
Yeah.
What if someone said, Carl, you've lost your cock and bollocks in a terrible accident. Sorry, we put some flowers at the scene of it. It's brightened the area up. But we'd found a donor who's happy to give you his cock and bollocks.
He's dead, but his cock and bollocks we kept on ice.
Would you accept them?
They're absolutely lovely match.
Better than yours.
Yeah.
Bigger, younger.
Yeah, you
You'd have
So you would you'd have someone else's cock and bollocks, but then you wouldn't donate yours to someone else.
What about this? What if you discovered later, right, that the person who donated your cock and bollocks, right, was a sex pervert? was a homosexual sex pervert?
I don't think, though, that I'd bother looking into the history of these cock and bollocks. It's not like, you know...
You accept the willy-nilly, but what if you just found out by chance?
That was his name, willy-nilly. That was his stage name. And he'd come on and show up
by chance?
How do I find out by chance? What's the scenario
They
there?
say, well, the doctor goes, I should tell you, I know you believe in a load of shit about Yellow Biscuits and bollocks like that, so I'll just tell you, in case anything goes weird, this was a sex pervert's cock and bollocks, so if you find you're sticking these through letterboxes, don't worry, it's not your fault. It's where they wanted to have gone.
Would it concern you if you accepted the cock and bollocks that had a past like that?
Yeah, because the problem is, it wouldn't be that bad if I had his eyes.
Right.
Why?
Because then I'm seeing what he wants to see, and
That doesn't make any sense at all, Carl.
but unfortunately,
It makes no sense at all.
If the match is wrong, the eyes don't go with the cock and bollocks anymore. So something's going to lose out here. Either the cock and bollocks, they're not going to get what they want anymore, or the eyes are going to be upset.
So are you scared of the idea, to go back to your Yellow Biscuit analogy, that the cock and bollocks you inherit, that whatever the previous owner did with them
Lives on.
That scares you, does it?
Okay, there's one final scenario here, Carl. Okay. You haven't opted out, so your organs go to where they like. Now, unbeknownst to you, there's a big waiting list. There's a thing they've got all your details, and you said, yeah, whatever. I don't want to know. You wouldn't want to know, would you, after you die, where it goes? You say, I don't, because you've said you don't want to know. If you don't know, you have a lovely life. When you die, they can go anywhere. They can do what they will. Okay. Now, unbeknownst to you, they have got it down. They've donated your arse, right, for use to a gay rapist with AIDS. Okay. So they are saving a life there. So when you die, they go, right, it's still warm, get that gay rapist with AIDS round here, because that's going to stop him raping someone, give him AIDS. He comes round, he's straight up there. He's shagging you, right? You're basically saving a life, right? We'll let him know.
Sorry, I'm confused here.
What?
Why is the gay rapist with AIDS got the arse?
He's still connected to Carl. They've donated the arse, so when Carl dies, the doctors go, right, we're going to stop a terrible thing here.
So the gay rapist can shag the arse?
Yeah, he shags, goes round, he shags Carl, gets out of the system and goes, phew, that stopped me.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Right, so
it's just Carl's disembodied arse on the...
No, it's the whole Carl.
Oh,
they
is
go,
that when Carl's dead?
so Carl gets struck and he's having a heart attack. They go, free, clear. They They go, no, we've lost him. At 10:01, they go, oh, he's an arse donor. And they go, okay, where's the nearest gay rapist with AIDS live? Next door. Get him round here. They go, okay, the gay rapist comes round and goes, where is he? Right? He goes, there he is, right? So Karl is face down. Now they turn around, they go, there's the arse, you've got 10 minutes, then we've got to bury him.
I'm surprised you didn't know this guy was living next door.
So, the gay rapist gets on top, he goes, right, this is lovely, right? He's loving it, he's shagging you up. Right, now, this is the weird thing. The doctors next door, they go, okay, the gay rapist will be finished soon, and then we have to bury him, but we should inform his next of kin. They go, all right, Suzanne. They go, your husband's dead, he's out of touch. She goes, oh my God, you come round and just identify the body. I'd leave it a couple of minutes, but then come round. She goes, oh God, I'll be right there. So Suzanne's on her way. The gay rapist, right? He's pummeling you away, right? But you will not believe this.
Oh my God.
The movement and the way he's shagging you, right, has started your heart. right?
This is a stroke of amazing good fortune.
Right? So you go, he goes, right? He, right, has a heart attack, right? And he flops down on you. He just like headbutts the back of your head. So now, you're both naked, this gay rapist is up your arse, he's dead, right? The shock is you go, fuck me, how can I get out of this, right? You wriggle, you fall onto the floor. So now, he's on the bottom, face up, you're on top of him, he's still in you. His cock is up your arse, you're sat on him, wriggling, Suzanne walks in, goes, Karl, what the fuck are you doing?
She's heard about me being dead, and she's come to the hospital.
She goes into, and they go, he's in there, and she goes, he's not dead, I can see him. They go, oh, it's been the terrible. She bursts in, there you are, on top of him, wriggling to try and get his knob out your ass, right? You're sitting on a man who's dead. What do you say?
I'd just say you got a John Duper.
Very hard, isn't it, to imagine yourself at a different period in time and how you would have reacted. Now, if you think about America in the 1950s, black people still very much second-class citizens. You've obviously heard of the famous Rosa Parks incident, in which she was obliged to move on the bus from where she was sat to somewhere else, and she chose not to, and she was arrested for it. Became very much a sort of figurehead of the civil rights movement. Had you been travelling on that bus,
what would you do?
Am I far from where I'm getting off?
So once again, you can't just nip out at the next stop so you can wash your hands of the whole affair. No, you're on that bus, you've still got a number of stops. You live further away than Rosa does because you've got a lovely big house, whereas obviously she doesn't have a lovely place, she can't afford it. So you've got to stay on that bus. You've seen this now, you've seen this bus driver demanding that she gets up, gives up that seat. Maybe she's given up that seat for you. Maybe you've got on that bus as a privileged white man and she refuses to get up on your behalf.
I'd probably go, it's alright, I'm standing, I'm alright.
But why would you say that? Because you're thinking of the modern day Karl, you're not thinking of the man from the 1950s.
Well, we don't have to go back in time. We can go to a country now where you'd see an injustice, where you were outnumbered by the law of the land. What if Suzanne wasn't allowed to sit with you on buses? What if now a law came in that women were second-class citizens and she can't come with you? Wouldn't you go, no, fuck that, she's sitting with me?
I'd say we're only going around the block. We've been to the shopping centre. We're only 15 minutes. Can you take that bag with you? Because there's no one sat next to you down here. I'm a bit crammed in up here. There's more blokes in the bus. I'll see you in a minute. It's not a big issue. I've done it on the train, where I've booked tickets and they've ended up being different tickets. And I've gone, I'll see you in an hour and a half. I've got an iPod.
But
so you went first class and that's
luck. That's luck. That's circumstance. One is policy. Surely you can see the difference between a principle and a bit of luck.
But it's what you get used to at the end of the day. I mean, I'm not walking past them slapping them on the back of the head. I'm getting on, and it's just that's where they sit, that's where we sit. Like men and women going into a separate toilet.
Karl, let's put this I mean, obviously, this is too much for your head to... You're on a bus, right, and there's a few white people, and
I'm the driver.
And they're being racist to a black kid.
Right, I'd go, if I'm driving, I'd go, listen, lads, stop that, will you?
If you're going to be racist, can you get off at the next stop and do it there?
You know, we've all had a tough day. It's the end of the day. We just all want to go home. We've all been working. He's not in your way. He's sat in his own seat. Sit back. Calm down. Had enough.
But what if they said, no, we usually sit there, we want that seat? Would you think the black kid's a troublemaker? Or would you go, come on, just move, mate, it'd be peaceful?
I'd go, what do you want to do? Do you want to move so this is calm down?
No, you shouldn't say that. It doesn't matter if he wants to move or not. It's his right not to move.
Do what you want, man. If you want to stay there and fight your own
No. He wants to stay there. Don't you surely you want to be on the side of right.
I'm just doing my job here. I'm sat driving a bus. I'm driving a bus for 30 quid a week here. I'm getting a load of grief off some people at the end of the day.
But think bigger than the bus rule. It's not just a bus thing, all right? Just imagine that you're not a bus driver. All right?
No, but that's what we're talking about here.
But yes, but Ricky's trying to make a point. It's an analogy again. It's about you taking some kind of responsibility that could put you in harm's way. Yeah. That could mean that you've got to stand up to danger or to bullies or to aggression.
If someone's attacking Suzanne, she goes, Carl, help. You go, no, I could get her here.
Because I know the full story here. But this is what I'm saying about Rosie, what's it? I'm just saying, she sat on the bus. How did it work? She got on the bus, she sat where she wanted.
No, I'll tell you how it worked. The middle section of the bus, black people could sit there, but it was up to the driver's discretion to change where black people could sit, depending on the number of white passengers that got on. So she sat in a seat, some more and more white passengers get on, so this bloke decides, well, no, actually, this is no longer the black section, there is no black section, because there's enough white people, you've got to stand up. Mm-hmm. And she decided, no, I'm not going to get up. It's my right to be able to sit on this bus as a person, as a human being, not whether or black or white. And that was why she got arrested.
She lost in the end, didn't she?
What do you mean she lost in the end? There's a black president.
Yeah, but it's not because of her getting on a bus. That's just because times changed.
Yes, in a way it is.
I don't know.
Because she became a spearhead of the civil rights movement that was spearheaded by Martin Luther King.
All those little things go towards change.
On a different bus, on a different day, it might not have turned out that way. That's what I'm saying. It might have been, someone else who goes, get off, who's been in a right mood, might have been in the pub all afternoon. And she's there going, I'm not moving, and he's fed up, he's up to here with it.
So she's pissed up there?
She's pissed up now.
No, the person sat next to her.
Yeah.
Might have even been a black bloke. He's been working hard. And he's like, I don't want this.
But it's interesting you say that.
The bus pulls over, the police are called in.
But you say it's interesting you say that because in the Rosa Parks incident, there were a number of other black men, all of whom did stand up. I think 5 of them were there, and 4 of them stood up, and she stayed sat down. So there was 4 people there who did choose the easier route, the easier life, and she stayed sat down, and she's the one who went to prison, and she's the one who's remembered because of what she did on that day.
It's difficult, isn't it? If I was on there, I'd weigh her up. Is this woman doing this as like a good cause, or is she just a trouble causer? Because she just seemed like, I'll do what I want. Now that's fine. You'll always get people who do what they want, and they do change the little rules along the way. But I bet when she was doing it, it wasn't like a big stand up. This is the day I'm going to do it. It's just happened to. She was fed up that day. She didn't want to get up. Lazy. She might just go around law breaking all the time, and she's remembered now because she'd made a change about bus seats. But when she got up that morning, did she say I'm going to do that, or has she been fly tipping before she got on the bus? This is what I'm saying. Is she just
No, she's not a troublemaker. She's someone who already had a burgeoning interest in the civil rights. I mean, I really thought the Rosa Parks incident was pretty cut and dry. The fact that Carl's managed to find an ambiguity in it is extraordinary.
I love it.
Tell me something else about Rosie.
Oh, for God's sake. I don't know what she's got to do to win you round, Carl. Honestly, I didn't realise it would be this difficult.
Carl, Thomas Jefferson, you know who he is, once observed, a nation as a society forms a moral person, and every member of it is personally responsible for his society. But Jefferson's fellow countryman, as you know, the American writer and intellectual Randolph Bourne, noted some years later, society is one vast conspiracy for carving one into a kind of statue it likes, and then placing it in the most convenient niche it has. So one saying, no, this is why we're moral people. The society is great for us. It turns us into responsible people, okay? And we should love that society and make sure it's perpetuated. But Bourne said, no, it's just a way to mould someone into what it likes and put it into a little box so it can't hurt anyone.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's not, again, it's...
No,
Which
both
one do you
of them,
get?
both of them are right.
Both of them are right, but they
They're
contradict.
both opinions. And you look at, say, some young kid who's had a kid, and you look at stuff in their shopping basket.
Yeah.
They're not buying fruit. They're buying, you know, burgers and chips.
Turkey Twizzlers,
Yeah,
crisps.
and all that. No, but they love having it away. Get some fruit in. So they definitely have fruit in the house, which at the moment, a lot of kids don't have fruit in their house. That's why they're eating Turkey Twizzlers. But the mum loves having it away. So she would have loads of fruit in.
So if
everyone's happy.
If
The
she
kids
was
are
using
eating
an
fruit.
orange for contraception, she would also be giving the kids.
Well, you won't waste
so half
it.
the orange she'd give to the kids, and half the orange she'd
Well,
stick up her pen.
Yeah, a treat for everyone. Have a bit of fruit, and she's got what she wants. Whereas at the moment, what happens? A burger's not coming in helpful for anyone.
If you want me tonight, pop a sesame seed bone on your cock. Take out the fucking pickle. No one likes a fucking pickle up the fanny. Oh, he's a bloody romantic. He popped a plum roast sausage up my fanny yesterday. He loves me. Oh, no. Right.
Did you know, Karl, that cataract operations on the eye were performed in India as early as 1000 BC? And in Babylonia at the same time, the fees of eye surgeons were rigidly fixed by law and were quite generous. So, for instance, if you're a very rich person, it cost you about 10 shekels. If you're a slave, only 2 shekels. But if the rich person lost the sight of their eye after the surgeon had operated, they would cut off the hand of the doctor.
What? So he gets one chance at it?
Well, he doesn't want to screw up.
Yeah, I know, but everyone's allowed a couple of errors. That's how you learn, isn't it? That's a stupid rule. But then again, I don't know why they'd be so worried about their eyes back then.
What do you mean?
Well, there was less to look at back then.
What do you mean?
Well, like that, I saw a fella on the tube on the way here today who was blind, proper fully on blind.
Blind.
Now, for him, I just was like, oh, it's so depressing.
Right.
So much to see in the world now. Loads of stuff.
Right.
Art, buildings, and all that. Now, back then, if these people did have sight once, the pyramids, you remember it in your head, and that's enough. There wasn't loads of clutter anyway. It was all sand, so even if you fell over because you're blind, at least you landed on something soft. Whereas now, it's rubbish being blind. Stairs, loads and loads of people, loads of curbs and things. It's not a good time to be blind. So I prefer, if I was going to be blind,
That's
be blind
brilliant.
back when Tutankhamun was
Do you
knocking
think that's a
about.
choice that people have that are blind now?
No.
If you're going to be blind back when Tutankhamun was knocking about.
But all I'm saying
Sorry,
is,
Doctor, I
it
didn't
seems,
realise there was a choice.
it seems,
Oh, yeah. If you'd only told me you were going blind, I'd have said, well, let's get you back 3,000 years.
it just seems a bit harsh, that's all. When someone's trying to help you and operate on your eyes, and they have a little bit of a slip up, like we all do in jobs, you have a bad day, and he has to have his hands cut off. Then who's helping him? Who puts the hand back on him? And if they don't put the hand back on him right, do they have something done to them?
They're blinded.
Well, it just seems like a no-win situation. I wouldn't be a doctor, and maybe that's why there aren't enough doctors about now, because of things like that that put people off.
I don't think so.
Well, I wouldn't be a doctor now.
Why?
Look at the hassle that happens now. You're being watched all the time. You're not allowed to slip up.
Right.
Well, that's generally quite a good rule, isn't it? That doctors don't make
Well,
mistakes.
no, but you've got to. I'd say at the end of the day, it's a complicated job. I'd get more annoyed when, say like the fella I've got round coming to fix my boiler. The fact he keeps having a go, he keeps charging me 80 quid, he don't really fix it.
Is it
and he
still
keeps
not
coming
working?
Back. I haven't cut his hands off.
No.
He keeps coming back. I'm a bit short of money, let's go round to the Pilkington household. Charge him 80 quid again. No, it's Christmas, let's pop round twice. Do you know what I mean? Whereas a doctor who's trying to help people, it's a difficult job.
Yeah.
If he makes a mistake now and again, I think, well, it's bound to happen. It's complicated.
Can't you see where I agree with you that people make mistakes, and I imagine there are good and bad doctors. They try and even that out by it being a very, very obviously stringent exam, and
It's 11 years we've got to do. I've read up on it. 11 years it takes to be a doctor.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
It takes 7.
No, but then they've got to be in hospital or something for 4 years before they get to play with someone.
Right, okay, yeah.
So
okay.
that's ages. You're going to get bored. You're going to get bored.
But that's it. They really do try and rule out, and there's still chance and mistake, and don't forget, you're given nearly impossible tasks still in medicine. Just think of the risk with transplants alone. And they're getting better and better at those, and they're lasting longer.
But the fact of the matter is, it's better to have a go, isn't it, than not have one. If someone said to me, right, I need a new heart, we're going to do it.
Well, if they say you're going to die anyway, let's try this new thing, you might as well. But then there are some things that there's not worth the risk. When someone, it goes wrong, when someone's facial surgery goes wrong because they wanted plumper lips or a little nose, okay, you're a fucking idiot. Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
They shouldn't even be doing that. Doctors shouldn't even be allowed to do that.
I don't know why. I really don't know why a doctor under a Hippocratic oath takes the risk of something going badly wrong, sometimes general anaesthetic, because they can't be bothered to fucking go for a run, right? So they have fucking bits sliced off and tied up and sucked out. I want to go, you lazy fucking fat pig. Just go for a run and stop eating burgers, right? You might fucking die.
Oh.
Well, can I just stop you there, Rick? Because actually, if it weren't for a plump patient, the stethoscope would never have been invented.
Well, because he couldn't hear.
Yeah, the person who invented the stethoscope, Dr. René Laennec, couldn't have a very fat patient come in and couldn't hear her heart through the blubber.
But then that's the sign of the problem. I mean, that's the sign of the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, rather than saying, hang on, let's get a bigger chair in for her because she's got a fat arse, I'd say, well, you're not welcome here. If you can't get through the door, well, I'm not seeing you. I mean, if you've got a doctor who's having his hands cut off because he messed up an operation, yet fatty's coming in and getting special treatment, I wouldn't give him time of day. You see, this is what I'm saying, right? This is going right back to what I was saying at the beginning. The problem is, we've got pills for everything, and all this is doing is making people treat the body badly. Because you're going, be alright, there'll be something.
It's funny, isn't it, that like these tests, they go, well, let's have a look. It's what we were talking before about weighing kids. If they can't get through the door to get to school, you don't even know. If they go, I'm just going to take a sample of your stool. Actually, I don't. You're too fat. Your shit's come out like tagliatelle. Your ass is too fucking fat. Stop eating your gut.
I'm going to take a sample of your stool. What, the one you fucking broke when you sat down?
I just think this is the problem. We can do too much, and because of this, people are going, I don't care about my body. They worry more about the plasma telly getting a scratch on it than they do about their own body.
Exactly.
And if we stopped giving them tablets willy-nilly, they'd have to look after the body more.
Willy-nilly is one of the worst diseases in the Western world, of course. Now, medicine is the art or science of healing. And that doesn't always have to be a drug or a surgery. I mean, bedside manner has a lot to do with things. And also, it's all about care as well. We mustn't just forget that some people don't need medicine, they just need help. For example, there are people that help disabled people have intercourse where they can't, maybe get on to the woman herself, and there's someone that actually helps the man put in his penis to the woman's vagina. They leave the room. What?
I've never even heard of this.
It's true. Absolutely true. They're helpers.
Yeah, no, I believe that is the case.
Yeah. And that's just as needed as anything that might cure them.
It's not. That's pleasure.
Yeah. So what are you saying? Because you can't walk or move, that you can't love someone and want to share that love?
I'm just saying it's not a priority.
Well, no, but they're going to live. They're healthy apart from their disability. Admit someone, they want to, consummate this love, and someone helps them out and goes, well, that's part of my job.
No, it's not part of the job.
Well, it's part of this job because that's their job.
I have never heard anyone say, I've had a right day today.
Why?
I've been playing with Arthur's tackle all day.
They don't play with Arthur's tackle, they pop Arthur's tackle in Hilda's vagina.
I don't think they do.
They do!
How can they enjoy that? I mean, maybe once, and they'd go, that didn't work, did it? I didn't enjoy that, Hilda. No. How can they enjoy it? The nurse stood there.
They don't. They help her in. She helps Arthur in, or he, might be a male nurse, pops Arthur in, goes, OK, Arthur, I'll see you in a few minutes. right? Goes outside.
But what's the point, though, in that?
Why?
Because it's all about the mood and everything. He's just stuck onto like a stag beetle clinging onto a leaf. There's no enjoyment in that.
Oh, the well-known stag beetle copulating with the leaf syndrome.
No, but I'm just saying...
That's a well-known position in the Garvey syndrome.
I'm just saying...
he knows that, you know, I think it's a lovely act, and someone's willing to... Wouldn't you help someone
Definitely
in it?
not.
No? What?
Definitely
So,
not.
no, look, says a guy, goes, oh, this is my wife. We're both say, well, I can't, you know, can you just pop me in, Carl? You're the only, you know, you're the only person around.
No, I don't think it's important.
But there are
enough.
people...
What do you mean you don't think it's important enough?
I'd be happy to go round, put the washing on for them, make the bed. Do you want a cup of tea? Yeah, I'd love one. There you go. Oh, just before you go, forget it. If they asked me to do that, I'd quit. And I don't think it happens because people wouldn't take it on for a job. You never hear about it. On Comic Relief, when they're raising money, they don't go, thanks to Midland Bank for this £100, that's going to go towards Arthur getting his end away.
That's ridiculous. So you would rather them not have the pleasure of each other than just help them in?
No, because they'd work out some way that they could do something for each other. I went to play the guitar, my fingers aren't long enough. I knocked it on the head. It's the same thing. If you can't do it, don't do it.
So you're telling me, right, okay, supposing there's a little fella who's got no arms, no legs, right?
Right.
Little Bob, okay, there he is. All right, Carl, right? He's got a friend, another little fella with no arms and no legs. All right, Carl, right? They love each other. Two little fellas, two little dwarves with no arms and no legs, okay? Lovely little fellas. They get married, okay?
Yeah, Carl, you can't put my penis up my boyfriend's bottom, can you?
No, I can't, no.
Why not? Why
No,
not?
do you need
Carl?
anything else doing?
No, I'm fine, yeah.
No, it's weird how you can manage everything else.
Well, no.
I'm here to help you, everything else seems to be sorted.
Well, just in the
Why do you
chair.
need help in this department?
Well, because he's over there and I'm here, and if you just pop me in and just
No,
leave
I'm
it
not
there.
doing that, it's not good for you. You've lost your arms and legs, you'll be losing that soon if you carry on sticking it up there.
Well, after the medical advancements of the Greeks and the Romans, of course, through the Middle Ages, particularly in Europe, we ended up going backwards. And it became, people sort of returned to superstition, started relying on that. You know, sanitation was poor. A lot of the amazing sanitation the Romans had built was left to ruin, and we went backwards. And really, it wasn't until the Renaissance that people like Leonardo da Vinci started to, draw pictures of the anatomy and so on.
Well, putting scientific evidence and experimentation behind the theories, as opposed to someone with a big cauldron saying, if you bury a toad, your warts go away.
Exactly.
He looked into this and then thought, well, maybe they don't. Maybe it's a coincidence, you know. So that's where experimentation comes. Empirical evidence, not just hope.
Of course, you still couldn't experiment or dissect humans because that was frowned upon. So often they would actually, the only people they were allowed to dissect and operate on were criminals. And at times, criminals would actually be dissected or cut open whilst they were still alive as part of their punishment. Is that ever justifiable? Do you think, Carl, that people sacrifice for medical advancements?
They do it now, don't they? You hear about these people having, tests done on them. You get paid 20 quid and they say, let's rub this cream on your head.
Yeah.
And you get your 20 quid. And if your head goes funny, they say, well, you took the 20 quid, it's your own fault.
Wasn't that a student that took a few grand?
He became a living elephant man, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
It was quite horrific. His head was in all kinds of weird
Yeah,
shapes.
I mean, that's unfortunate for 20 quid. But I'd say do it on the ill people because they've got nothing to lose. Just test it. It's, all this testing on animals and that. Well, don't test it on animals. If you've got an itch, the doctor can say, I've got this cream here. We haven't tested it. It might work. It might make it worse. Give it a go.
Right.
Yeah, but the whole point is that if you do that, someone's head might blow up to the side of the
it
elephant.
might outweigh the ailment.
That's happened already. A fella who had nothing wrong with him has now got a head of the elephant man for 20 quid.
Yes, I know. Well, but...
That isn't fair.
No, I know. But you're saying, you're going for athlete's foot, rub this on your feet, oh, your bollocks fell off. Never mind, it was a chance we had to take.
I mean, that's a particularly sloppy bit of medical research, that one.
No, yeah.
No, but say like my Auntie Nora, right? She's had everything wrong with her, right? She's had tablets that haven't been tested on anyone else. They test them on Nora. She's up for it. She's like, oh, I haven't had that. What's our little tester?
Yeah.
She loves it. But she knows that that's the case, and she's happier to give something a go than not a go. I mean, it's ridiculous, the amount of stuff. She rattles, she carries that many pills, like a maraca. You can hear her coming. But that's the way her life is now. She's just used to the fact that if it weren't for all these tablets, she'd be dead.
Yeah, but well, not necessarily, but the pills. She doesn't take pills that have been untested. She's not taking experimental
I think
pills.
she's honestly, she's got so much.
Well, so
she has
again,
a lot.
you just made that up then. You just assumed that they haven't been tested on someone. Where'd they get these pills from that haven't been tested?
Well, it's all very new. She's on a lot of new medication. That can go either way.
Could this be one of the reasons why she farted for 24 hours?
It could have been one of the side effects.
5 minutes.
Oh, 5 minutes, was it?
Yeah, that's what my mum said. It's all the medication because your body's in shock, isn't it? It's been, given all these drugs that it's not used to.
Luckily, some of the pills weren't suppositories because she'd have lost them in the great fart of 1989.
I've lost all my suppositories.
But that's what you do, isn't it? If you're in pain, and I don't know if I told you when I had kidney stones.
I think you mentioned it.
I was in agony.
Yeah.
And they said I was in A&E, lying on my back. And the woman at the A&E counter said to Suzanne, "Who's that over there?" And she said, "Oh, he's with me. He's in agony." So they said, "What's up with him?" I said, "Oh, it's his kidney stones again." Because this is when I went back at the night. I was like, I couldn't care that people were staring at me. I was rolling about on the floor like a dying fly on my back. I just didn't care about what was going on around me. But I was told that because it's busy, that they might have to send someone out to shove like something up my arse that would get to the pain quicker.
Well, what do you mean send them out? Well, they send while you're lying on the floor in A&E, they're going to stick something in the arse.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean a pill? I thought you meant to get to your kidney quicker than up your knob.
No, a pill. They put it up there and apparently it'll kick in quicker.
Yeah.
The tablet works quicker.
Yeah.
Up your arse and it goes down your throat.
Yeah, because it's a mucous membrane and it's...
Well, I was up for it. I just was like, whatever it takes. Now, saying that to me now...
But hold on though, what if the doctor said, OK, I could give you this morphine, take it, it will take a few minutes to kick in, or I could rub some on my penis. I pop an orange on the end of my penis, I rub that in morphine, and I pop that out of your rectum, Mr. Pilkington. Are you in agony or not? Are you in agony? OK, look, I'm just smearing...
I'd say I'll get a second opinion.
Well, no, you haven't got time. There it is. Do you want this up your arse? It's covered in morphine. He's in his private life, he's a promiscuous gay man, but in his professional life, he is a doctor with a morphine-smeared penis, and he's ready for action. So... And
he's willing to do that in the middle of A&E.
Yeah.
So he takes no pleasure from that.
It's the only way. So are you in pain? Do you want this done or not? Yes or no?
He comes out into A&E reception. He's trousers around his ankles. He has an erect penis. He says, "Carl, do you want me to stick this up your arse?" And your answer is
yes or no.
You're in terrible agony.
He's wearing a condom. He smeared the condom in. I mean, it's not unprotected morphine penile. Surgery. Administration.
And what? In and out, done.
Just in and out. Yeah. He just administered your arse takes on the morphine from the Dr. Venus. And it's the only way, really.
In and out.
Yeah. In and out. Up once. Okay. And out.
And it'll definitely work.
You will. The pain will go away.
No side effects.
No side effects. No side effects. No.
I'd probably call Auntie Nora and ask if she's had it yet.
Can I just return us back to where we started from? Because in Ricky's introduction, he said that modern man, in a sense, with all the technology we have, can play God. And this is something which is huge now. A lot of ethical discussions about things like stem cell research. Should we be interfering in what should be a godly terrain? You say no straight away. Straight away, no.
I think he's sort of like messing about now. I think that's the problem. We've got the tools and they like to use them. And that's what happens. I've got a sander for Christmas and I can't wait to sand stuff. I can't even think of enough things that need sanding. But I want to use it. And
that's scruffy sander.
And that's the problem, innit? If you've got the tools, you can't have the tools and say, pop them in the shed. Well, no, I don't want to use them. And you tool it.
Right, sand the shed then.
That's the problem, isn't it? All these, medical people. That's what happened in the Hulk, isn't it?
Yeah, well, again, that's, I was just say that is a work of fiction, the Hulk.
Yeah, but with all fiction,
Comes.
the future.
Yeah.
So,
Certainly in science fiction.
But the problem is, this is what I say is the problem. We can sum it up here if you like, and then
Go
we'll sum it
on,
up.
go on, no, this is a...
Is it a quote from someone?
Well, yeah, he is one for sound bites, and it just saves a lot of time, Carl's quotes. You don't have to study the book or anything. So let's sum it up there. We're going to end it here, but we're going to end it with this quote from Karl Pilkington. Carl, shoot me.
People are living too long.
Okay, that's your summary of medicine and
Well, yeah, it
mainstream
is,
medicine.
because it's kind of now... You see, I agree with medicine to stop pain, because it's depressing pain. Stop the pain. I'd say as soon as we sorted that out, and we started saying, do you want a new face? That's way over the line.
Yeah,
No one should be getting a new face unless they're really disfigured.
yeah.
But those are the people who are getting new faces.
No, they're not. There's people messing about.
Yeah, no, it's people...
Well, plastic surgery, but that's
Yeah.
people's own choice. They're paying for
No,
it.
it's
up to them.
ridiculous. I know, but
It's not taking it away from other people, is it?
Yeah, it is, because the person who's messing about with someone's face could be doing something
No,
else.
because they're plastic surgeons. They're privately employed.
Yeah, but they shouldn't be. They
What are
should
you
be
talking
sorting
about?
someone else out who's got a little funny head. They shouldn't be messing about with
Pushing
someone
himself
who's got
forward, trying to get some free treatment.
Get some free
And he
treatment.
never looks right anyway. You spend
No.
all that money, it never fits properly.
Yeah, but this is what annoys me about
Fish
Carl.
lips and
It just looks wrong.
that stupid little skeletal nose.
You'd be
And
better off changing the head, all of it, rather than messing about with the face, because it never fits properly.
But you've completely, as a form of summary, you have completely gone off tangent.
No,
That's not a summary yet. Sum up.
Right,
One more go.
right, so-
This is the real one.
Yeah.
Okay, Carl. Sum up our global guide to medicine. Go.
Today's cure. Today's cure. It's something like that. It'll be something like today's cure is tomorrow's headache. It's all right.
That's all right.
Because what I'm saying there is,
Go on.
we can come up with stuff. We can come up with a tablet to get rid of headache. Tomorrow, your headache's gone. Your leg's hurting.
So today's cure is actually tomorrow's leg ache. So today's cure is tomorrow's leg ache.
Yeah, but ages ago I said to you, don't solve problems,
Yeah.
because a problem solved is a problem caused.
I don't remember that quote. But okay, so finally, in summation, what you said was
So, okay.
At the end of
So-
the day, we've all got to die of something.
Right.
Now, Albert might come in. I'm a doctor. Right, Albert, how are you today? What's wrong with you today, Albert?
I've got an inflammation of the testicular region.
Right.
My scrotal sac it's all stretching, swollen, it's pustulating, and it's causing the penis to be all red and inflamed, and that spread to the anus.
Right. Take these tablets.
Well, where'll I put them? Where'll I put them?
Just have them with some water after a bath.
Okay, I'm not going to have a bath. I can't have a bath with these because honestly, you see these get in a bath and they start bubbling with the.
Yeah, like I say, just take the tablet.
I think I don't know what it is, but look at it. It's like a mess. It's like quite a mess down there. I can't.
Take the tablets. Take the tablets and come back. In a week's time. Let me know how it goes.
Okay.
Right?
right. So
Do you know
let's,
what it is?
let's imagine that perfectly normal scenario has happened. What is your point?
Right, we'll come back the week after.
Yeah.
The problems downstairs will be sorted. But at the end of the day, he's 76. He's going to have something else wrong with him. I do another check on you, and even though your sack is sorted...
They're not quite right, to be honest.
No, but you're better.
Well, it swings and roundabouts
Yeah,
because
well, that's life, Albert.
the penis is much more functional. The testicles are really they've lost all their skin. It's just like a bag of spaghetti just hanging on the chair. And the arse is the itchiest arse I've ever had. I've had to at some points I've got blood under my fingernails. So it's not completely cured.
And this is why no one wants to be a doctor anymore.
you enjoyed the audiobook A Ricky Gervais Guide to Medicine. Coming soon, Ricky Gervais Guide to Natural History, out February.
Let's do a couple of openings.
Yeah.
Well, you better say something. Well, I think you should say, welcome to Ricky Gervais' Show on whatever podcast.